My name is Angela. I am 28 years old and still live in my parents' house. My older sister, Michelle, got married 2 years ago and moved out. I work from home, running an online business, but my family thinks I am just playing games all day. They don't understand me. The only person who did was my grandfather. He gifted me my first computer when I was 14, and that started my love for technology. But he passed away 3 years ago. Since then, I have felt completely alone in this house. No one truly cares about me. My parents are busy with work, and my father leaves early on weekends to avoid my mother's endless demands. We barely talk. I take care of the house, cooking and cleaning, but no one thanks me. Michelle rarely visits, and when she does, she treats me like I am a failure. No matter what I do, they see me as useless. But something is strange. Michelle is coming over today after a long time. She never visits unless she has a reason. I have a bad feeling about this. Something is about to change, and not in a good way. Michelle arrives in expensive clothes, her makeup perfect. She looks at me with the same smirk she always had. "Oh, you're still here?" she says, as if I am nothing. My mother happily greets her and picks up my nephew, holding him like a precious treasure. I try to talk to Michelle, but she doesn't listen. Instead, she brags about her life. "I don't do any housework," she says proudly. "We have a maid for that." I force a smile, but I know she is here for a reason. She isn't just visiting. She wants something from me. As I prepare lunch, Michelle and my mother sit together, talking about me. "Angela is still pretending to work," Michelle laughs. My mother shakes her head. "She just plays games all day." I clench my fists. "I do work," I say, trying to stay calm. But they ignore me. My mother only gives me $30 for groceries. "If you earned money, you wouldn't need more," she says. I feel my chest tighten. They will never see me as an adult. No matter how hard I try, they think I am a burden. I want to leave, but I can't. After lunch, Michelle walks around the house, looking at everything carefully. She checks the kitchen, the rooms, even the bathroom. It feels strange, like she is inspecting the house, not visiting. Something about it makes me nervous. That night, my mother says, Michelle and her husband are coming again next Sunday. My stomach twists. Michelle hasn't visited in years, and now she suddenly wants to come twice. I know something is wrong, but I don't know what. I feel uneasy, like something big is about to happen. But I have no idea how much worse things will get. Michelle and her husband Dylan arrive. During dinner, Michelle suddenly says, "Angela, you need to move out." My heart stops. "Mom and Dad are tired of you," she continues. My mother nods in agreement. My father, as usual, says nothing. "You're old enough to live on your own," Michelle says. I feel my hands shake. "I pay for my own expenses. I even paid for the house renovations," I argue. But they don't care. That's when Michelle smirks and says, "Dylan and I want this house." My stomach drops. Now I understand why she was looking around last time. "This house is mine," I say, trying to keep my voice steady. "Grandpa put it in my name before he passed away." My mother's face darkens. "That doesn't matter. Your father is the head of this house," she snaps. My heart pounds. Michelle was never here to visit. She came to take the house. "You're useless," Michelle says, laughing. My father still says nothing, just scrolling through his phone, avoiding the argument. My mother just agrees with Michelle. They want me gone. They want my house. And worst of all, they think they have the right to take it. Michelle's next words make my blood go cold. "I know about Grandpa's bank book," she says, smirking. My hands start shaking. "How do you know about that?" I ask. "I found it in your drawer," she replies, her voice full of pride. My stomach drops. She went through my things. "Where's the cash card?" she asks. "I couldn't withdraw anything." My mind races. She tried to steal the money. "Grandpa left that money for me," I shout. But she doesn't care. "You don't deserve it," Michelle says. My mother nods in agreement. They are trying to take everything from me. That night, I stay awake, thinking, they will never accept me. They will never respect me. The next morning, I leave early and go to a cafe, ignoring my mother's texts telling me to come home and cook breakfast. I contact a moving company. Luckily, they can come today. When I return home, I pack everything I bought, the fridge, the washing machine, everything. The house feels empty. This was my grandparents' home, but it no longer feels like mine. I take one last look and walk out the door. For the first time, I feel free. That evening, my phone rings. It's my mother. "Where are you? Why is everything gone?" she yells. "I took what I bought," I say calmly. "You bought it with Grandpa's money," she screams. "No," I reply. "I bought them with my own earnings." I send her a bank statement proving it. There is silence. Then she finally says, "You're horrible." I don't care. They pushed me out, and now they have to deal with it. But I know Michelle won't give up so easily. She always has another plan, and I know she will call again soon. A few days after I moved out, Michelle called me again. Her voice was different, less arrogant, more desperate. "Angela, we need to talk," she said. I didn't trust her. "What do you want?" I asked. She sighed. "We made a mistake. You should come back." I laughed. "After calling me a parasite, why do you suddenly want me back?" There was silence. Then she spoke, hesitantly. "Dylan lost his job. We need a place to stay." My chest tightened. "That's not my problem," I said coldly. "Dad left. Mom is sick. We need your help," she continued. But I couldn't go back now. I already knew the truth. A friend at the hospital had told me that Dylan was fired. He had an affair with a nurse and got her pregnant. When the truth came out, the hospital let him go. His reputation was destroyed. Michelle had no idea. "Dylan is being sued," I said calmly. There was silence. Then Michelle gasped. "You knew?" she whispered. "Yes," I replied, "and I don't care." Her voice broke. "Angela, please, we're family." I clenched my jaw. "No, we're not. You only call me when you need something." I ended the call, feeling no guilt. After that, I made my final decision. I would sell the house. My grandparents' memories were in my heart, not in those walls. I contacted a real estate agent and listed the house for sale. Within a few weeks, a buyer made an offer, and I accepted. When my mother found out, she called me in a panic. "You can't sell the house. Where will we go?" she screamed. But it was too late. The papers were signed. They had treated me like an outsider for years, and now they were the ones left with nothing. For once, I felt in control. Michelle and Dylan had no choice but to move into a small apartment. They struggled to pay their bills. Dylan had no job, and Michelle had never worked a day in her life. Their perfect life was falling apart. Meanwhile, Dylan's affair became public. His name was ruined. No hospital would hire him. My mother's health worsened, and she was hospitalized due to stress. My father had disappeared, leaving behind only a note and divorce papers. Michelle called me again, crying. "Angela, please, help us." I felt nothing. After all these years of being treated like nothing, I owed them nothing. For the first time, I was free. I moved into a cozy apartment and focused on my work. My online business grew, and I made more money than ever. Without my family's constant insults, I finally felt at peace. I decorated my new home, filling it with warmth and happiness, something I never had in my old house. Every morning, I woke up feeling lighter, no longer trapped by their expectations. I had no regrets. I had escaped their control. I had built my own life. I smiled, knowing that I was finally living for myself, not for them. Months passed, and my family stopped calling. I heard from a distant relative that Michelle and Dylan were drowning in debt. Dylan tried to open a small clinic, but no patients came. My mother remained in the hospital, abandoned. My father was gone. But I felt nothing. Not sadness, not guilt, just peace. I had spent my entire life trying to prove myself to people who never cared. Now I didn't have to anymore. My grandparents had left me a gift, the chance for a better life. And I promised myself I would live it to the fullest, without regret.